Despite all the goodwill garnered from her 2017 film and all of the hype surrounding her sequel, Wonder Woman 1984 really disappointed. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Comic Power. I'm your host, Comic Killer 72. Welcome to another episode of The Quick Flip. This is the program where I go over comic book industry news in a short period of time. Please subscribe to this channel and also click on the notification bell as well. It will remind you when new videos come out. Alright, now let's get right into it. Wonder Woman 1984 made its debut on Christmas Day in the few theaters that are open and on HBO Max. Everyone seems to have strong opinions about the movie, and so do I, so let's talk about it. But there will be spoilers. Spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen the movie, please watch that first and then come back to this video. Let's do a quick recap on Wonder Woman's appearances in movies, starting with Batman vs. Superman in 2016, where she stole all the scenes she was in. It was followed up in 2017 with her own solo movie, which is still probably DC's best film based on the continuity started in 2013 with Man of Steel. Which brings us to her third appearance in movies and her second solo movie with Wonder Woman 1984, which we're going to talk about now. We were sold in advance of the movie that Cheetah, her arch enemy played by Kristen Wiig, was going to be the big bad of this film. I had concerns about that from the beginning because the Cheetah character can look very campy if not interpreted correctly. She looks like she could be a member of Josie and the Pussycats. As what I expected, we got a very bad looking Cheetah. It wasn't Kristen Wiig's fault. But we also got some bad character development of the Cheetah character as well. In her human form, she's Barbara Minerva. And she's a big goofy nerd with glasses, and Diana is her hero. And through circumstances, she turns into a villain and they become enemies. It's the exact same plot device used in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 when Jamie Foxx becomes Electro. He's a big fan of Spider-Man and winds up becoming a villain for him. The actual big bad of the movie is a little known character named Maxwell Lord, who represents 80s greed. He's like a mashup of characters, real and fictional, that want it all. For example, he reminds me of Trump when he wrote Art of the Deal in 1987, and Gordon Gekko, the fictional character from Wall Street played by Michael Douglas, who becomes infamous for the slogan, "Greed is good." The Maxwell Lord character was first introduced in Justice League #1 in 1987. And in the comics, he looks like this. And the plot of the movie is based around something called the Wishing Stone. And whoever possesses it, it will grant them a wish of everything they always wanted, but they have to give up something else in return. And Barbara's character uses it to be more like Diana, who she's a big fan of. And just like in movies like She's All That, the ugly, nerdy girl becomes pretty. She takes off her glasses, puts on some great clothes, has some high heels, and gets noticed. And Diana uses it to bring back Steve Trevor, who died back in World War I 70 years ago. Well, at least his consciousness is embodied in the person of another man, which raises some ethical questions I'm not going to get into right now. They rekindle their romance, and for comedic effect, he tries on 1980s clothes and culture. It's good to have him back because Gal Gadot and Chris Pine have a real chemistry. It wouldn't surprise me if they were dating in real life. Now, of course, Maxwell Lord gets a hold of the Wishing Stone and he turns into Dr. Evil from Austin Powers, Jafar from Aladdin, and of course some Lex Luthor. And it's a waste of Pedro Pascal's talent because this guy was great on Game of Thrones and he plays the Mandalorian, for Christ's sake. And when Kristen Wiig's character goes full Cheetah, it does not look good at all. It's a mix of practical makeup and CGI in the fight scenes, and it looks pretty lousy. So this film has a lot of problems, and the biggest problem is the villains. They're pretty generic. They're like meh, and they're not properly developed. There are things I do like about the film, such as the scene where she learns she can fly. I do like the gold armor. That's pretty cool. The first fight scene where she beats up on some robbers in a mall they are overmatched is a lot of fun. And as I said before, her chemistry with Chris Pine really works. And I appreciate them giving a cameo in an end credit scene to Linda Carter, who is the first person to play Wonder Woman in live action on television. I think that Wonder Woman 1984 is trying to balance comedy, drama, and action the way Marvel movies do, and it's doing it very sloppily. I give it 2.5 out of 5 stars, and I'm being generous with that. Next up is the new Comic Day Pick of the Week. And strap on your seatbelt because I'm going to give you 2 weeks worth of this. And for January 6th, it's going to be the DC Future State books. All of them. If you missed out on the advanced hype, there's a whole slate of 2-issue miniseries of possible futures of DC's most popular characters in which different people are in the persona of those characters. Of course, we have to start with Batman. Batman. In Future State, the next Batman #1. This is Batman in the person of Timothy Fox. He's the estranged son of Batman's tech expert Lucius Fox. So this version of Batman is black, and if you don't like it, get over it. Next up is Superman of Metropolis #1. This is a capeless Superman in the person of Jon Kent, which is the son of Clark Kent and Lois Lane. And he has to deal with the fallout of what Brainiac has done to his city. Then there's Future State, The Flash #1, where we have a Barry Allen Flash, an Avery Ho Flash, and a Jay Garrick Flash, all in the same issue. There's also the first appearance of two new villains, Checkmate and the Calculator. That brings us to Future State Harley Quinn #1. This is supposed to be taking place about 5 years after the Joker War. A shadow organization called the Magistrate has taken over Gotham City, and Harley has been tasked to bring in Gotham's most infamous criminals. For horror fans, there's Future State Swamp Thing #1. I really like this cover, which mimics the Statue of Liberty, and it's loaded with the first appearance of numerous supporting characters. But the one I'm most excited about is Future State Wonder Woman #1. This is Wonder Woman in the person of Yara Flor. She's the daughter of an Amazonian warrior and a Brazilian river god. It's the year 2050 and she's the champion of the Amazons. I'm definitely here for this, and this Virgin variant by Jenny Frison looks incredible. So yes, the Future State books look like a winner for DC. I'm excited for all of them. The honorable mention is the Eternals #1 from Marvel. This is Marvel trying to crash the party on the Future State thing that DC is doing. The Eternals are a Jack Kirby creation, and this is intended to give more light to these characters in advance for their movie, which is going to come out on November of 2021. We hope. For January 13th, 2021, the new Comic Day pick of the week is going to be Essentia #1 from Tiny Wake Entertainment. It's a dystopian tale told about 150 years in the future, where Essentia is a city of immortals, and very few have access to it, but who do you have to abandon or betray to stay there? Ben Oliver contributes his talents to a very strong looking cover B. This should have been cover A to me. It tells more of a story. But wait, that's not all. There's a 125 variant that's drawn by comic legend Jim Lee. Now that is a winner. That's a major win to get someone as legendary as him to do a cover for you. Essentia kind of looks like the movie Elysium, about a space station city that's a utopia that's not open to the masses. It's only open to those with wealth and privilege. I definitely recommend this if you can find it. The print run's going to be pretty low, so you may have to pick it up on eBay or something. The honorable mentions are going to be the DC Future State books again. You got The Dark Detective, which is going to go over what happened to the future Bruce Wayne. Robin Eternal, which breaks down what happened to Robin in the future. Green Lantern, a story that's centered on John Stewart, Guy Gardner, and Jessica Cruz. Kara Zor-El, Superwoman. The Teen Titans, a team-up book of the new Superman and Wonder Woman. And of course, it's not complete without a Future State Justice League, and here they are. The printed comic book industry is off to a great start in 2021. Just a reminder, Wonder Woman turns 80 years old in October 2021. So I will be doing numerous special reports this year giving praise to this character, who is on the Mount Rushmore of comic book characters that include Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. And one of my future videos will be an original story of what I think Wonder Woman 3 should be in live action. You know the drill. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and share these videos on social media so other people learn about the channel. And don't forget, I do sell comics at my eBay page listed here with a link in the description. One Stop Thrift and Comic Power are run by the same guy. That would be me, Comic Killer 72. I have 100% feedback, by the way. And once again, thank you to my subscribers and viewers who support Comic Power. Until next time, this is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye.